Hey there, so I'm going to try a new trick. I'm going to try to have the slide going while I've got slide notes somewhere else. So you can let me know how this works out. So this is a project for this week. We're going to start exploring artificial intelligence. And what's interesting about this is we're going to take a look at some of the different AI applications that are out there. We're going to take a look at how to ask good questions because you have to know how to ask it a good question to get the answer you're hoping for. And ultimately, we're going to create a product review video on one of the applications that you get a chance to explore. So this is an individual project. It's not a group project, but you're more than welcome to ask your group for input and for ideas and work together. So as we go through, I'm going to skip a few of these slides. You can go through all of them later. There's just a few things that I want to make sure to point out. So here's the big picture. AI is everywhere. We're hearing about it all the time, and understanding it is pretty crucial because there's a lot of misconceptions about what AI is and what it can do. The biggest misconception is that it's magic and always gives you the right answer. Huge misconception, but we'll get to that. Throughout this project, you're going to evaluate some applications, and I have a list, but you're not limited to that list. If you have other applications that you've heard about or there's new stuff all the time, by all means, let me know and let's add it to the list. So anyhow, and you're going to learn to ask questions like I mentioned, and we're going to look throughout all of this. This is all a method for thinking about what are the ethical aspects of AI technology. What kind of questions does this technology bring up? So the goal here is for you to have a well-rounded view of AI and its impact. So by the end of this project, here's the goals, the outcomes. You'll be able to critically evaluate AI apps based on their features, their accuracy, what kind of privacy concerns they have, like what are their policies. You'll be able to analyze how these applications work, synthesize your findings, share your thoughts. So basically what you're going to do is go through this whole process as a way of thinking deeply about the technology that you're going to use. So we're going to follow this 4-step pathway. And this is an all-in-one project, by the way. So there's not going to be a think, learn, do. It's all built into this one slideshow. So this is your resource slides here. So we're going to follow this 4-step pathway. The first thing is you're going to learn how to ask good questions. What does that even mean? And then you're going to explore and document the AI applications. After that, you'll experiment with the tools and evaluate them based on some specific criteria. It's not good enough to say, oh, it was kind of fun or that was really cool. Like, let's look at this as if we're actually reviewing it. And then finally, you're going to create and share a product review video. So this slide shows you, brings up something that we're going to do on pretty much all of our projects. You're going to create a note-taking document. I need to come up with a better name, but for now, that's the name, a note-taking document. As you go through the slides, if you see the pencil icon, that's something to put into your note-taking document. And so what you see here is kind of an example of how it should look. It should have a heading. It should have what the assignment is. And then you just start taking your notes. And you could say, slide number 10 questions or however you want to do that so that it's clear what you're responding to. And as you have insights and you find stuff or you create your own list of applications, keep that all in your note-taking document because you will link this document, you'll share it with me and link this to your portfolio page for this week, okay? So you're gonna have your note-taking document and then your project. So I'm gonna skip past this really quick. You're gonna have a little warm-up exercise. This was in the New York Times and now it's kind of behind a paywall. It's hard to get to and I'm not sure if it's even still there. But it's this idea of, did a 4th grader write this or a chatbot? So it's going to give you, I created a Google form. You're going to go through and read the samples, like read the information and see if you can decide, did ChatGPT write this or did a real kid write this? Like, can you tell? And as you go through and you make your responses, it'll give you feedback about your answers. So let's jump forward a little bit. So to this piece about asking good questions. So an essential part of working with AI is asking the right questions. This is also known as prompt engineering. That's kind of the fancy term that has emerged for this. And this piece of the process will guide you on how to interact with AI to get the most relevant and accurate responses. So go through the resources, gather some tips, find a recent source that talks about prompt engineering and add that to your notes, to your note-taking documents. See, there's the pencil on the slide. And by recent, I mean something probably within the last 6 months to 1 year. That's pretty recent. Let's see, we're going to jump up here. So now we've got a whole section about exploring applications. Okay, so you're going to explore and evaluate these applications. So I've got a couple of lists, and you can pick 2 applications from the category list. There's one built into Discord called MEE6, and then you create one from the update your list section. Okay, so basically altogether, you're going to look at 4 different things. You're not limited to 4, but that's all I'm going to ask you to do. So make sure you read through the slides. These will help you decide how you need to process this. Like, what kind of things are you looking for? So in the try it out part, basically, you need to come up with a prompt. Like, what do you want it to do? So if you're doing image generation applications, like, what do you want it to create? Or if you're doing, I don't know, there's all kinds of applications. You need to decide, what do you want it to do? And then based on the information you learned about in the first part of this, create a prompt and document the prompt that you use, and never be satisfied with the first response. That's my tip. Don't be satisfied with the first response. So as you're doing this and going through the process, rate each application, come up with your own rating system based on its accuracy, its functionality. Is it user-friendly? Is it accessible? What kind of privacy practices do they have? You might have to dig a little bit to find that one out. So be thorough, but keep your notes concise. So you're going to evaluate what you see. This is all the things I was just talking about. And then finally, you're going to create a product review video for the AI applications you decided to explore. So pick one. Remember, it could be on my list, and my list of applications are kind of at the end of the instruction part of the slideshow. It can be one of those, or it could be some other AI application. If you have any questions, just run it by me on your notes channel, or on your discussion team channel. I can answer it there also. That might help other people. So you're going to pick one, and you're going to decide, who are you making this product review for? Are you making it for an elementary school? Are you making it for coworkers? Like, who's your audience? You're making it for your grandma? And that will help you shape what you're looking at. So choose your audience. And remember, it's not a group project, but you can throw it out there. Well, you will end up sharing it with your group, but you can ask for questions, comments, feedback before it's due. Your video should include an introduction to the app, a description of its features, your experience using it, an assessment of its performance and its privacy policies, and a final recommendation. So it is kind of a comprehensive review, but it's a product review. So you're trying to convince somebody they should either use it or not use it. So make it engaging and informative. And it really should only be a couple minutes long. Don't make it 15 minutes long. It should be like under 5 minutes long. So my recommendation is actually that you write this all up in your note-taking document, kind of write up a script for yourself, and then make sure you hit all those points. All right, don't just talk off the cuff, off the top of your head. So to wrap it up, here's the process. Plan your video by outlining your topics and practice a couple of times. Record and upload it to YouTube or Google Drive, very similar to what you did with the introduction videos. Share your video link on your Discord channel with a brief overview, so don't just link drop. And don't upload it directly to Discord. Upload it to YouTube or Google Drive and make sure it's shareable so that anyone with a link can view. And also share it directly with me, with my debbiek@gmail address. And that's about it. So by the end of this, you're going to explore tools. You'll learn how to ask good questions. You'll create a product review. You'll get to use more video, get more practice with video creation. And keep in mind, focus on what ethical issues does this either bring up or solve. and make sure you talk about that in your product review. So I'll do a quick overview because there's a lot more slides, but resources, apps, and updates. So you're going to select the sites. This is just saying there's not an end all be all. This is giving you a little bit of an overview. And then you're going to look at the categories. And you can see there's a whole bunch of categories here. So I'm not going to go through all those slides. Some of these, if you find the link is broke, let me know. If you can find a new link, let me know. But if it's just a dead site, sometimes I check all the links, and sometimes the next day something is a dead site. Okay. So if something's dead, let me know. If you have something to add to a category, let me know. If you come up with a new category, let me know. We'll build this out. This is a living document. So that's all there is. That's our main goal for this week, is to explore AI and dig in deep to one or two applications that we find particularly interesting. I'm really curious to see what you come up with.